What's good with y'all? You know what it is. It's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son. And man, we outside with it. Man, I just wanted to come and chop it up with y'all, man. Life has been life. And we have to be content in our lives with where we are in our current times, no matter what we going through and whatnot. You know, the Bible tells us to count everything all joy, and that everything happens for the good of the saints, right? So we spend a lot of time worrying, man. We spend a lot of time anxious, right? We spend a lot of time just in the rat race of life. And sometimes we just got to get outside, we got to breathe, and we got to be appreciative of where we at. We got to be appreciative of the things that's going on. And we got to look back and see how far God has taken us, right? You know, it's a season for everything. The book of Ecclesiastes tells us it's a season for everything, right? You know, and the Bible also tells us God giveth and he taketh away. You know, it's a season to gain, and it's a season to lose. Within these last couple months, man, oh man, they banging Drake. Hold on, I gotta move. Yeah, man, but yeah, these past few months, man, it's just been immaculate growth, bruh. And I'm just starting to realize the connections in life that the Most High be bringing. He be bringing us to me personally in my life, man. And just how nothing is a coincidence, man. And it's just about having faith, right? And we hear people claim that they got faith all the time and whatnot, but what do the real faith really look like? The real faith is being content, bruh. The real faith is being in a place where you don't have much, bruh. And even getting a little personal, man, I done been $100 for the week. That's all I got to eat, and was still at peace. I done been lowly, and I done been in places where I done had things, you know. I done had accolades and money and finances and clout and all this type of stuff. I've been in the lowest of the lows, the highest of the highs. But one thing I noticed is in this previous season, man, I had faith, bruh. I was cool with it. Like, it was just like, man, it is what it is. And that translated over after that period, because everything is in periods, everything is in seasons. It translated over in my life to where I carried the things I learned. You know, all of the times I was asking why. You know, even though it was times I had peace, it was also times before that peace came, man, I wanted so bad to be into the next position. I wanted so bad. Oh wow, okay. I wanted so bad to be into the next position. I wanted so bad for that period of my life to be over, not understanding before God was revealing stuff to me that this was just isolation period. And we have to embrace our isolation periods. We have to embrace our low moments. We have to embrace, you know, the times where we not at the top of the totem pole, right? Because it builds our character. And then once you get to a higher echelon, you know, you carry those things with you. One thing with me that I wanted to take it to my next quote unquote peak season, bruh. I wanted to make sure that I was doing I was doing everything for God still. Because when we get to a point where we getting gifted and rewarded things, it's hard for us to keep in mind when we was at a point of being humble. You know, we start to kind of rely on our own selves. I was like, man, God, I don't want to rely on myself, right? I don't want to, you know, I want to rely on your power, your strength when I have things as well as when I don't. Because it's easy to when you don't have things and whatnot. And even some people don't even have faith when they don't have stuff. But ultimately, you know, then that's when the peace started coming in. I started dealing with emotional baggage I had. I started keeping silent more, man. I started not caring about people's opinions as much. I never really cared too much, but it was like it's starting to become like no emotional reaction to the BS that humans be on, you know, the stuff that people be on when people try and chastise you, when the persecution come. I faced a lot of persecution and was content with it, man. Losing opportunities, people coming in and out my life, you know, people around me and whatnot, you know, them giving their opinions, spreading seeds of doubt. But through this all, you know, in my space, you know, where I'm living, what I'm doing with my life, I'm content. I'm cool. I'm like, man, if I could live like this and just had this feeling for all of my days, I'm cool no matter what position I'm in. Whether I got things, you know, which things are vain, right? Everything under the sun is vain. You can't take it with you when you die. But whether I got things or I have nothing but God, bruh, I just want to feel that feeling of just being okay with where I'm at. And ultimately, man, we can learn a lot of stuff from just keeping to ourselves. We can learn a lot of stuff from just, you know, being quiet, from just moving, you know, wise as a serpent, you know, harmless as a dove, as the scriptures say, right? So, man, I just want y'all to know, whatever season you in, man, if you going through some stuff, rely on the Father. That's another thing I learned, man. We have to surrender, bruh. All of the emotional stuff I learned, I matured emotionally so much within the last couple months. I know people just look at me, they speak to me now, and they just be like, dang, it's not even the same person. And I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. If you the same person after months, when people come back around and they see you, then you doing something wrong in life. We humans, we supposed to be evolving. We shed cells every single day. We becoming new day by day. We getting older day by day. Why are we not, you know, evolving? Why do people not evolve? Why do people decide to stay the same 10 years later? But yeah, man, like I said though, like, you know, just understanding, surrendering to the Lord, all of your emotions, your feelings, you know, and whatnot. And, you know, when you angry, take that to God. I had to think to myself, man, like, how often when people go through something, do they just get on their knees? Is that the first thing they do? Get on their knees or go to a place of solitude, just pray? I never see nobody do that. And I thought, why don't people do that? I started making that a practice, right? But it was only because I embraced and I was content with where I was at. I stopped questioning God and what he was doing. I stopped trying to rush stuff. I stopped trying to rush the pain being healed. I stopped trying to rush the exposure therapy he was putting me through. And I sat there and I accepted it and was content. And then that's when the peace came. That's when everything changed. That's when, you know, things that bothered me didn't bother me as much. You know, things that I was still kind of holding on to that people did to me, I was able to fully forgive and let go, bruh, and just move on with my life. You know, things people would say, backhanded things when I'm out and about, or when people just, you know, you hold a door and people don't say thank you, you know, and all this type of stuff. It just don't bother me. I just look at it like, yeah, last days, buddy. You know, it is what it is. You know, and ultimately started having love, genuine love, more love for humanity. Like, I'm out here today, I done walked past probably thousands of people, and I just be looking at people like, man, I love these people, man. Like, we all the same. We all human beings, bro. The only difference is in what we doing in life is, are you gonna be wise or a fool? You gonna be a saint or a sinner? You gonna live for God or you not? And that's just all it is to it. And a part of me be feeling grieved because it's like, man, I can only imagine how Noah felt in the days where he's telling people the flood is coming. And if you're not content in your life, if you're not, you know, they mocking me in the car, it's crazy work, but if you're not content in your life, man, if you're not getting to a place of solitude to speak with the Lord, we can miss the promises. We can miss the signs. If we too worried about things, we can miss. And a lot of people is so worried. A lot of people is living their lives in a hurry. And a lot of people, some people too comfortable. It's a such thing as being too comfortable. Contentment is not comfortability. You know, you got to be content with being uncomfortable too. But yeah, man, I thought I'd come and I'd chop it up with y'all for real, man. I had to get up out here, man. The spirit moving. So, man, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. And also I want to give a shout out to one of the subscribers on one of my last videos. He told me he been rocking with me since like 2021, bro. I appreciate you if you're watching this video, man. You don't know how much that means, because I never thought I had people over here watching the channel for that long. But maybe it is some people out there, you know, maybe I am reaching people, and as long as I can reach at least even just one person with this word, that's all it is. You know, it's cool. We don't need 1 million subscribers, none of that. Y'all getting knowledge and wisdom by somebody who is blessed and ordained by the Lord, bruh. And if you hearing this word, man, God bless you too. I hope this enlighten you and pass on to you, and you can go help and spread the gospel as well, because that's what we here to do. We here to be servants of the Most High God. With that, all that being said, it's your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son. I'm signing out.